Well. You're listening to Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole. I'm joined with my co-host Ray Jeezy. Ray,
hey, what's going on?
Ray, go ahead, bro.
Gervonta Davis is trending right now. Folks saying now it's undeniable top 3 pound for pound. Wole, where you got him at, dude?
Oh man, won't even go that high. Still got to fight people, but I think he's the. I mean, I think it's obvious he's the most exciting boxer in the game. That's how that's where I put that's where I put him at.
He still got to fight people. See that, but in a way, it's like number 2. And
in a way, he's beating guys who are ranked high in his class. Like, I mean, still not like top to him, but dude, Frank, I was at a fight party, and the first thing we said that he just not before Frank Martin even took the stage. We were like, he's green. He hasn't been this level yet. So when I keep saying this, when you're deemed one of the best of the game, when you're a real prize fighter, when you're a draw, we don't fighting people like Frank Martin ain't in the cards, put it that way. And no knock on Frank Martin, but they're not the guys that I look at. Like the performance itself was amazing. Don't get it twisted. And we'll talk about it too, obviously. But when I'm talking about being that guy, like if when Canelo fights a lesser tier dude, I don't pay attention to it. I don't care where he ranks. When Canelo fought like the dude he just fought, I was like, this is bull crap. I said the same thing about, so I'm fair. When the dude that Canelo just beat, I was like, dude, that's not even, rather than fighting Benavidez, like, come on, bro, you're wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fair. Like, I feel like once you reach a level, once you reach a certain level, you shouldn't be fighting dudes like Frank Martin. That's all.
At this point, he's going to have to fight Shakur Loma. We've been talking about that. That's the only way. That's the only way people like you going to get that dude credit.
But Ray, you would do the same thing when Canelo fought old boy, the dude, I can't even remember his name. We fought dude recently where you like, why you were like, you said you were like me. Why is he fighting dude?
Oh yeah, when it's a better fight out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like
so Shakur obviously he was hurt his last fight. He didn't look the best. So I'm not sure if that fight would have satisfied everybody either. No matter what, I think Tank's gonna get knocked.
No, I don't think so.
He's just that good.
I don't think he's not will be knocked. I think once you fight people they even the negative, like the same thing we did the same thing with Bud Crawford. Like, I'm gonna be fair, we did the same thing with Bud. Me and you did the same exact thing with Bud.
I think that
Bud was impressive in all his fights.
No, that's not in comparison to Tank to me, because Bud sometimes like Bud went the distance with some people that Tank wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like for example, they both fought Gamboa, right?
Yeah, Gamboa, but Bud fought the better Gamboa, but yes.
Just Bud fought the better Gamboa.
Yeah, but at that time, Bud was the better. Bud fought the better Gamboa. Yeah,
it's certain people that you thought that Bud probably would have got there early that he didn't. But Gervonta does it though.
I'm fair. All I can say is I'm fair. Like
no, you're consistent. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just saying I just feel like in terms of ranking Tank on that list, I'm okay with you keeping him outside of the top 5 because I think Canelo is ranked too low on some people's list, to be real with you. And Canelo's he's fought a lot of fights.
His resume is thorough.
Yeah, he's fought a lot of fights. But see, there are people that feel like you about Canelo in general. They say the Billy Joe Saunders fight, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. I agree. It doesn't count.
Well, I mean, I'm just giving you an example. The James Kirkland fight, they discredit a lot of his victories and say, okay, when he fought Floyd, though, he lost. Yeah, so he lost. I mean, people say the same thing about Canelo, but what you're not denying is, and what we all agree upon is, Gervonta, Canelo, these guys are box office. Like they're must see.
Oh man,
you gotta go see it.
You saw the people in Vegas. They showed Floyd. I mean Floyd. They showed not Floyd. They showed Dame Lillard was there. So many great crossover, like so many well-known folks on every different platform in sports, entertainment. They were in the building. The dude is a draw. Like that's undeniable.
Shout out to Judas Super on X. He just checked in. He said Loma, it looks like, but the streets want Shakur next. Everybody wants Shakur. I think if Tank beats Shakur, then everybody is.
I think he beats Loma.
Then going to certify him.
I think if he beats Loma, he's certified. That's how I look at it. I don't even care if Loma's older. I feel like that's still a different level of. That's a guy who's not big for the moment. That's a guy who's been in that situation, been on that stage. I don't care if you, you're not fighting the same Loma, but I'll give you credit. Like I will personally give you credit because you beat a guy that was pound for pound the best boxer in the game, period, bar none. So if you beat Loma, and I don't care if people are like, yeah, well, Loma lost to Teofimo, he lost to Haney. No, if you beat Loma, that to me tells me personally that you're that dude. Like I can't. Now is he better? Like to me, pound for pound, it still goes to me. Usyk, Crawford, and whoever after that. Those are my top two. But after that, yeah, I feel like he beat Loma. Then I'm with it.
Like I said, I'm waiting to see what Shakur looks like in his upcoming fight. This is the challenge of when you fight after a Tank Davis, because now Shakur is he's on next saying, okay, I'm gonna prove the world wrong. Remember what y'all said about me? I'm fully healthy. Now it's a little bit of pressure on him. He's fighting at home in New Jersey Prudential Center, and I think he has to look spectacular. And let's just say he doesn't look the best, but of course he wins on points. Then I think that from a business perspective, he's not gonna get the Tank fight, and it's gonna be solidified that Loma's next. Even though Loma is no guarantee he wants to fight, but Bob Arum is saying
they say they're working on it. They say they're working on it. That's it.
Bob Arum said it. Bob Arum said it. I want to hear Loma himself say, "I want Tank Davis."
No, he doesn't want Tank.
Then I'll get excited.
Yeah, I think Bob Tank. The word is look. I was reading reports. I think Mike Coppinger reported it. Yeah, they said it's in the works. Like they want the fight.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Bob Arum confirmed it, but I want to hear from Lomachenko's mouth before I get excited.
Loma went to war. He'll take the fight. Like the dude's in war. Like it's not like this.
Because Shakur offered Loma, and Loma said, "Well, I need to rematch Haney before I fight you."
Which is fair.
I'm not sure that Loma is going to just accept the fight, but the money's going to be right.
No, I think it's different. Shakur, all right, let's keep it a buck. Haney. I love Shakur. I love Shakur.
So do I.
That you can't like. There's probably more money for him to rematch with Haney than it was with Shakur. Just keep it a buck. And also, Tank money different. Sorry, Tank money hit different. It is what it is. Like I'm not going ill on Loma because he decided like look at that situation where when Loma is at his career. You still needs to be financially worth it. You know what I'm saying? And a rematch with Haney is probably going to be more than just the individual matchup with Shakur. And that's no knock on Shakur, but that's what it is right now.
We're getting more responses on X saying Shakur. Everybody wants to see Tank fight Shakur. See, that's the fight that people really want. You know why? Because of what you mentioned. Lomachenko's a little older now, so people want to see a Tank versus Shakur while they're both in their prime. Yeah. And that is the right fight to make. You know, I'm a Shakur guy. Shakur is an excellent boxer. Shout out to the Adams Boxing Show. They just posted, I want to say about 20 minutes ago, that if Tank fought the same fight tonight that he fights against Shakur wins on points. But again, I think we haven't seen the best out of Tank because I don't think Frank was able to bring the best out of him. I think it was after round 2, you notice that Tank said in the corner, he has no power. Right there, he didn't respect him. Like, and then he stalked him, walked him down. He was hitting him with everything, jabs, body shots. He had the feints going. Gervonta can box. Like I said, I don't think anybody slept on his boxing skills, but I think it's so much talk about his power that you don't hear as much about how skilled he is.
He can box, man. Like that's the thing. He can box, but it's just like it's the same thing. I apply it with. It's no knock on Tank. I just want to see it against better competition because it's different. It hits different when you're fighting somebody who's just as talented or as talented as you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think anybody's gonna have the power that Tank has. That's the one thing he possesses. I think that nobody in his weight class is going to have that power. Like that power is amazing. It just jumps at you. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to. You want to see a guy who has like not all the skills, but just some of the skills that kind of who is at a top level boxer. Frank Martin at this is in a situation where he's green in that situation. 18 when he's 18-0, 18 fights.
Yeah, we knew the moment was gonna be too big for him. I knew it.
You knew it. Like you know, we did our preview show. Like you was like, he getting him out there early. So Frank Martin was never really a threat. You know what I'm saying? He was never really a threat. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you get to a point where and where you at in the game and where he's at, I just want to see him fight certain individuals. And I think for me, I can judge him accordingly in terms of how his skills translate against other people when he's fighting tougher competition. I mean, you could have the Bud effect, and then you know what I'm saying? I was wrong about Bud. Like I wanted to see Bud against certain individuals, and it translated, right? So it can have that effect. So but I personally, I'm consistent in terms of how I've always been. I want to see him against top level competition. I want to see him against Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him against a Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I think he beat Devin Haney, but I wouldn't like to see him against Devin Haney. I would like to see him against some of these other Teofimo Lopez. I would like to see him against Teofimo Lopez. I would like to see him against Lomachenko. These are guys I want to see him fight against. Then I can say, you know what? He's here in the game. He's there in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy for us to judge when we know, all right, he's beat one of them. You know what I'm saying? That we could put the Ryan Garcia thing on his hat, but Ray, me and you both said in the past, like Ryan Garcia ain't him, right? You know what I'm saying? He beat Haney, but we were like, he ain't him. We had folks who we spoken to about boxing or boxers that said Ryan Garcia ain't him. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's a wait and see approach. But I am excited that if he gets this fight against Lomachenko, I think he can quiet all that noise.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia was at ringside. Caleb Plant threw a drink at him. I'm up here looking at the video now.
For real?
Crazy stuff. But anyway, Ryan Garcia got in. He got on the ropes. He didn't get in the ring. He was right there at the rope, showed Gervonta the shirt saying, I'm your number one fan. Now rematch me. But nobody wants to see that.
That boy wild, bro. That boy wild, dog.
He is. Nobody wants to see that rematch yet. And if you heard from Eddie Hearn, who said basically Devin Haney is going to take the Sandor Martin mandatory because he doesn't want Devin Haney from that psychological standpoint to fight somebody who could potentially knock him out, and then it could hurt his career long term. Right now, Haney needs to get his confidence back. So it's not going to be Haney next. So again, it's the wait and see approach. If Bob Arum is real and Loma wants to fight, then you take the fight. Obviously, if your Tank already said that. But Shakur, let's say Shakur looks spectacular, kind of like he did against Jamel Herring, then you got to rethink that because that's a big fight between Baltimore and Jersey. You can fight that fight in Brooklyn. That'll be huge. So I still think it's a wait and see approach for Gervonta. However, we need to see Gervonta busy. Gervonta said he was rusty tonight. So if he wants to shake off the rust, then he's going to have to stay active. And that's a problem that we've seen with boxers on the PBC stable and specifically Mayweather. And he's no longer with Mayweather. A lot of fighters now want to be busier. They're leaving Mayweather. Some are leaving PBC. Gervonta is a promotional free agent. He's the biggest draw, arguably behind maybe Canelo or
behind Canelo. He's the biggest draw.
There you go. So I think he's got to stay active. So he needs to make up his mind. But I think you wait for Shakur to fight. His fight is coming up next month. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if he's going to get Shakur because I think there's more politics with Shakur than maybe Lomachenko because Lomachenko is the aging fighter, and people like to keep their O. In terms of promoters, they're all about keeping that O. I think Lomachenko is the one that's probably, Lomachenko's in a position where Bob Arum used to treat Manny Pacquiao. He's in that position. So I think that Lomachenko's the aging fighter who gets the opportunity to fight a younger dude on, say, another promotion. I think you got a better chance with Lomachenko than you do with Shakur, to be honest with you. To be real with you, I think you got a better chance with that.
Let me ask you this. Have you seen Frank Martin fight before tonight?
Yes, real. I have.
Okay. So do you think that him fighting off his back foot was like ignorant, knowing how big of a puncher?
No, he got hit with that body shot, and it was a wrap. No, I was watching. I know what time it was. He was good in the first couple of rounds. He was moving, doing his thing, and he got hit with that body shot. And then his guards changed. If you people peep game, like his guard changed. He went from uptight to now protecting the body, and then that's when he got it. And then also you could tell that he was trying to catch his wind, like throughout for like 3 or 4 rounds. He was trying to catch his wind because the body shots were starting to get to him. And then once he dropped his hands, then the head was paused. The head was free. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that it wasn't that he was fighting on his back foot. I thought that Tank knew that, like, to your point, it's almost like watching Canelo Alvarez fight, to be real with you. Like when somebody knows that when a dude knows you can't hurt him, and all Tank kept doing was going forward. And he stalked him religiously. This is actually the most I've ever seen Tank stalk somebody, though. Like, this is the most I've ever seen him stalk. That was different. And that let me know that Frank Martin didn't have nothing to hurt him.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
He knew it. After round 2,
because even Ryan Garcia, he was like, as one-dimensional as Ryan Garcia was, he was real cautious with Ryan Garcia before he caught him. It wasn't like he was stalking. Yeah, he wasn't stalking Ryan Garcia. Like, he stalked this dude to a point where and I was telling my friends I was watching the fight part, I was like, dang. I knew Frank Martin was athletic. But he hella athletic because he run like a G. Like
he showed a bit of a chin early, but
he did. He did.
But like Tank said after the fight, I started picking him apart, and it was a wrap. And it was just enough damage to where he could no longer, like you said, he could no longer protect himself.
Yeah, not with that type of power. Not with that type of power.
And he almost got Leo Santa Cruz. Like he was almost out cold.
No, he was out cold. Like he got caught. Like he got caught clean.
But here's the thing, Wale. Let's be real. We both called it. Not just both of us, but there was some ignorant people out there who don't like Tank who said that Martin had a chance. Some people bet on it. But we both said it was a knockout. It wasn't anything other than that going to happen. It wasn't Tank by decision. It was going to be a knockout.
Yeah, exactly.
So that happened. So it takes me back to the question we talked about. You've seen our YouTube short.
Yeah.
Is the Derek James era done right now? Because Jermell pulled up to the fight. Of course, Arrow was at the fight, but you got Ryan Garcia with that shirt on looking overweight. Where does Derek James go from here after such a vicious knockout? And the thing was, Frank's family, his father, there was so many, his uncle, they were talking so much trash, which you're supposed to back your guy up, but then you get knocked out cold. Like, I could see if Frank represented, like for example, our guy, Gary Antuanne Russell lost, but a lot of people, even his detractors said that was a great fight. And Gary fought the whole fight. Antoine fought the whole fight. It was a great fight. But to me, Frank Martin doesn't lead this fight with anybody say, you know what? Good job, bro. Like, you hung in there. Nah, everybody like, all right, move on. I don't even know where he goes after this.
Oh, man. As well. I think he'll be all right. I thought he fought. He is young in the boxing game in terms of fighting that level. So I think he'll be okay. He could have like when Canelo fought Mayweather and got beat, he bounced back. I think it's time for Frank Martin to bounce back. It's just different classes. Like this may make him a better fighter, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting an actual legit prize fighter, one of the best boxers in the game, because Tank is one of the best boxers in the game. So you fought somebody that's over your class. It's like, I can't get mad at, like, I'll age myself when I've always referenced this, but when Fernando Vargas fought Oscar De La Hoya, he wasn't ready to fight Oscar De La Hoya. He really wasn't. I mean, he may have been 20-0, but he really wasn't ready for that type of that class. And he got beat. You know what I'm saying? He didn't bounce back, but that's different though. That was more depression and not being able to handle that loss. I think if he handles it correctly, like Canelo did with Mayweather, he can be fine. So I don't think that the world is over for Frank Martin. For Derek James though, yes, it could be over because your resume ain't looking good right now, bro. Like, what's happening ain't looking good.
In the bigger fights.
Yeah, like you're not, and these guys aren't producing, like they were prior under him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on that run. So your best fighter got beat down by Crawford, and then you mentioned what happened with the Charlos. So yeah, I think he's at a position. He's at a place now where it's not. And Ryan Garcia, obviously, what was going on with him. I don't think right now in terms of a public opinion. I feel like his stable may be getting a little shorter. And we both could be wrong, but I totally agree with you though. I do think that there is a possibility that we may not get he may be on the downside when it comes to trainers in boxing.
People can talk about Tank all they want, but we've seen Devin Haney now just put out on X, ready to get back in the mix. He inspires people. Shakur said the same thing, like, all right, I'm ready to prove the world wrong. These guys watch these performances and they get excited. Like I said, you've seen Devin Haney fight Jojo Diaz. We watched them fight. Obviously Loma. We watched them fight. Who did he fight? He got cracked, but he won most of that fight though. But he got cracked. Who was it? His name is escaping right now. Yeah. He got cracked in that fight.
He was get cracked.
Yeah, but he got cracked like the 11th round.
And he was woozy for most of the fight.
Yeah, he tried to deny. No, it was late. He tried to deny it. I'll look.
I'm not the biggest Devin Haney fan. So
I like Devin Haney as a boxer, but I'm saying, like, you honestly have not seen a Devin Haney performance where you like, you know what, I got to see this dude again. And you see people getting inspired online. That's what I'm saying. Tank hits differently.
I just think Tank is, like I said, Tank is different because he's the Mike Tyson effect. It's not like when I look at Tank, anybody who has knockout power is always going to wow you. Pacquiao was the same way. When they knock you out, they're going to wow you. That's what boxing is based. the exciting thing about boxing isn't the 12th round. That isn't going 12. All right. So when you got instant knockout power, you're always gonna wow somebody. You know what I'm saying? What made Floyd special was Floyd was a tactician in the ring and he beat you down and whatnot. So there was our homie Will would say the sweet science of boxing.
Lou was in the building. What's good, Lou?
What's going on, Lou? You know what I'm saying? So I would never.
Hey, Lou, what was your thoughts, man? Where's Tank on that pound for pound list now, brother? Like I said, a lot of people saying he's top 3, period.
They got in a way
doesn't agree. Okay,
it
was Linares that buzzed Devin Haney, by the way.
Yeah, Linares. They got him over in a way.
No. So of course no. So it's got to be somebody putting him over Usyk, which I wouldn't do just yet.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. People wilding.
But Crawford doesn't fight enough. That's why I would put him over Crawford and put him in my top 3, and I'll put him ahead of Inoue. Yeah, just me personally. Not saying that it's like the greatest argument. I'm just telling you how I feel.
I know you're pro Tank. I know you're pro Tank. You've been pro Tank for a while.
For sure.
Yeah. I know. I get that. No, I understand.
But to me, Usyk is like number 1 or number 2. Inoue is right there.
I don't know why. I don't know where anybody with top 5.
Inoue, I'll take Inoue. He got top 5. Okay, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I do not have. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not going to act like I haven't watched Inoue like that. So I won't even play it like I play it off.
You don't wake up to watch the.
No, I don't. So I won't even tell you where I rank him. That's why when I say 2, I know what I'm talking. I like.
So you got Crawford ahead of Tank because we did Arrow basically.
Yeah,
but
so Crawford's resume, his body of work is better. It's just better. His body work is better. He beat Porter. He beat Earl. His body work is better than Tank. Tank's body work doesn't compare to and he stopped both of them.
Now Tank got Garcia. He got.
Like I said, like real champions. Real champions. Don't do that, right? Like stop it. Like real champions. Come on. Like when people were recognized as good boxers, Crawford has.
I wouldn't really argue if somebody said they got Crawford here. I don't think it's something to really argue over. I just think it's fun. It's a fun discussion.
No, of course it is.
Against Tank is that he's just that spectacular. And yeah, I am pro Tank, but I will say this. Not like Devin Haney. You look at Shakur, when Shakur beat Oscar Valdez or when he beat Jamel Herring, you like, dang, Shakur is just that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so Shakur has those type of
I love
performances.
I love Shakur. Shakur's not even on my list, top 5.
No. Yeah. Well, he shouldn't be right now just based on the fact that he was hurt his last fight. But I'm saying in terms of who you want to see him match up. So who you want to see him match up? You want to see him match up against Shakur. Hey, Lou, we're saying that the Derrick James reign as a top trainer is pretty much over. I wouldn't be shocked if Frank rolls out because again, just the trend of boxers and how his stable has looked recently. Again, timing being all. I think Frank is going to be probably looking for a new trainer. He might follow wherever Errol goes. If Errol goes to Ronnie Shields,
he's gonna probably follow Earl.
I think Jermell will probably stay for now. But when is Jermell getting back in the ring? So I don't know where he goes. And of course, Garcia's about to be suspended. Who else does Derrick James have right now? It's crazy, man. This was his last chance to kind of keep himself up there in consideration to be a top trainer for real.
No, I'm with you. I think that I'm trying to share our show.
But I'm not trying to discredit Derrick James at all because Derrick James obviously people went to him like Ryan Garcia for a reason, like Anthony Joshua. So it's no knock on him. It's just like you just said in the bigger fights, his fighters haven't showed up.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I don't want to and to be real with you, like this fight for Frank Martin is just like Charlo taking on Canelo. Like you knew it was going to happen. It was one of those things. Like you knew it was going to happen. So I don't want to knock Derrick James for this fight because it really wasn't an opportunity for his fighter to look good because it just wasn't ready. It just wasn't that type of. Regardless of what we all like, the performance was spectacular, right? But at the end of the day, we knew he wasn't ready. So it's like putting, it's like he's playing with house money to keep the buck. He's playing with house money. If Frank Martin looked good and beat Tank or push Tank to the limit, then Derrick James looks an amazing trainer. This loss doesn't surprise anybody, and it's not an indictment on Derrick James for real.
So
not this one.
For a minute though, let's look at the whole card real quick. Kyron Davis gets a big victory over Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia is up and coming fighter. Like you said about Frank, maybe it was too soon for him to fight a guy who had been in the ring with David Benavidez. That's the only time Kyron Davis really got stopped where he looked bad. Or he didn't look bad. It's just David Benavidez. You saw the combinations tonight. David Benavidez
was
good.
That boy
overall, Gary Antuanne Russell probably had the most entertaining fight up until Tank got that knockout.
I thought so was good.
So what was your thoughts about the entire card? Also, y'all checking in on X, YouTube, wherever you watching this from, man. We got a decent crowd tonight considering the time, considering the press conference is happening right now. Yeah. What was your thoughts on the overall card? PBC outdid Matchroom tonight, and the zone, of course, they had Matias's fight. Matias, according to Eddie Hearn on X, Eddie Hearn was a promoter. He said Matias is down 6 rounds to 0. That doesn't happen when he was supposed to be the A side in this fight. He's supposed to be the A side in this fight. So good card for PBC. I hope the numbers look decent. You know, a lot of people probably legally streamed it, unfortunately. But what was your thoughts on the overall card?
He's trash, though.
You said I know you put loose comment up. You can put it back up real quick.
All right, gotcha.
Frank got careless. I said Frank kind of got on his back foot. Well, they said the body shots got to him.
No,
even the fates, he was scared of Tank's.
That body shot, bro. I'm telling you, that body shot was no joke. You got people when it happened. It all happened with that one body shot, and then it cleared up for him, man. Everything cleared up for Tank after that body shot.
The whole card was good. Kyron Davis looked really good, and he's like a counter puncher. You know,
I caught the last 3 fights on the card. I caught the last 3 fights.
Magsayo, I wasn't. That fight kind of bored me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
That was right before the pay-per-view started, and then there was no action in Carlos Adama's fight. None.
Oh yeah.
He applied pressure, and he inherited that belt, of course, from Jamal. So I would like to see him face a more stiff test. But overall, the top 3 fights, which was Puello, Russell, Benavidez, and then Tank. Those are really.
How you say
fights.
his name is? How you say his name?
Who that Benavidez for?
Yeah, how you say his name?
It don't even matter, bro.
Yeah, I'm asking.
You see, I didn't say it.
I know, right?
I skipped that for a reason. But overall, a good card. There's some mixed opinions about how Gary Antuanne Russell fought.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Some criticisms of Gary Antuanne tonight was that he did not make adjustments. Many thought that he won the first 4 rounds.
Yeah,
and then after that, Puello kind of took over and made adjustments. Russell lost the close one. It was a good fight, and you know what? It was no real reason for him to be like extremely upset afterwards. I mean, his knockout streak ended. He didn't seem too happy walking out. You watched him walk out of the arena. People were like hollering, see pleasant to him and stuff. He didn't even look at him. Usually he shows love to guys who travel, especially all the way to Vegas. But in the ring, man, he showed class. I thought that was dope, and it was a really close fight. I think that Puello counter-punched him really well. He clinched a lot, which bothered me. I text you like,
got the phone. Yeah, but I mean, and he got punished for it. I didn't like PBC's commentating, but go ahead though about that.
I didn't even like him getting a point docked. I think he should have got a warning first.
They said they got warned. They said they got warned behind it.
I didn't see him getting over.
They said they were warning him. According to they say he was warning him, but it wasn't demonstrative. They was warning him in the clutches, like you got to stop doing it. He knows.
Yeah, he did it too much. But even with the point being docked, he still got the decision, and it was so close. It was so close to being a draw.
It's that last round that got him. That last round screwed him.
Everybody had him getting a 12th round. But what do you think about Antuanne making adjustments? Because Antuanne fights that style, and people compared to Porter again tonight, which he hates that comparison because he thinks like he's more skilled than Sean Porter.
I just think that his timing was off.
Lou said he got warned several times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got warned a lot. That's what I'm saying. He did get warned. That's why people are trying to put a narrative that was off. He was getting warned.
I was getting irritated with it. You know, I was texting you the whole time.
You texted me.
Like, bro, he's holding.
So his timing was off. Like he was close on a couple punches, but I just feel like we can say he didn't adjust, but I also think the inactivity kind of hurts because I feel like the inactivity kind of shows when the rust. Because I felt like he had a good game plan in terms towards the later rounds when he was going low to the body. Then he tried to counter off of that and try to get him with a hook, but the hook was just missing. I felt like the punch was there, like he had the opportunity, he just missed it. Shots to Puello, right? Shout out to him because he did. Man, he was crafty, bro. Like, you talk about the holds. He would get out of there. He would slip punches. The jab was effective. Good counter punching. He did a lot. But on the flip side, I do think that the inactivity kind of hurt Gary Antuanne Russell. I do think that if he was a little more active, like some of those punches, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, bro, But in my opinion, I do think that he would have kind of been able to kind of hit some of those those clean punches that were there, because they were there, bro. Like he was this close of not to me doing damage. I ain't gonna say knockout, but definitely hurting Puello. He was this close, but he kept missing, barely missing. So what did Lou say? Lou said it was actually a great fight. I would have loved to see a little more adjustments from Russell.
That's what everybody was saying.
I agree. No, I do.
I agree. He fought the same way.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was too dependent on the knockout too. I think he was going for the knockout a little bit too much.
Oh, so he definitely was. He was looking for that left. Now,
yeah,
we're in an era where one loss is a problem. This doesn't change anything about the goals that he has. He's going to be a world champion. His brother lost a fight before he became a world champion. The thing is, now you got Matias losing tonight, so that fight is still a good matchup. And they were calling him a rock'em sock'em robot.
Yeah, they can both fight. Like they both got losses.
It messed up his chance to get Haney next, because if he won that fight, and then Haney came out during the fight and said he was trash. He said Gary Russell Jr. is actually a good fighter, but he said Gary Antuanne is trash. He said I mean, that's not his exact quote, but he said something to that effect. And I was kind of surprised by that. Many was saying, I think he would stop you. Devin Haney was like, whatever. But I think he messed it up. Even though, again, Devin Haney's probably going to fight Sandor Martin regardless.
He won't fight. His chin guy.
And then others were saying, well, Gary Antuanne doesn't look like the boogeyman that people thought he was. So he's going to have some questions to answer. But knowing him, I think he'll bounce back fine. It's just, like you said, activity. And that it renders the question, does he leave PBC? I know Gary Russell Jr. shot that down on Instagram. But if you want to get busier, I think he's going to have to move on. He's still a big enough draw. He's skilled. He's still powerful. He could go as low as 35. Gary Russell Jr. said during fight week that the reason why he hasn't gone down to 35 is because he's talking about coming back at 35. And they didn't want to be in the same weight class. But I think he's going to have to make a decision as to how he keeps himself active based on what you're saying. Although some will say, like including Antoine himself, that the ring rust didn't hurt him. It was more so maybe making adjustments, like Lou said. We'll see, man. It's interesting how he responds. I don't know.
I think that, just like anything, repetition is awesome. Repetition helps you, like in anything. So I think the more he fights, the better, his skill set is.
What about this? What about this? And Lou,
I do like the Matias. I do like the Matias. Wait, go. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Just real quick. Now you cool. I'm just saying, like, was his competition, like you say, Tank ain't fighting good enough competition? Was his lack of kind of competition, Gary Antuanne,
maybe
a hindrance in this fight tonight?
You got to be fair.
It's a criticism.
It seems like it. It may be. I mean, this is like. I mean, he was close. I do think he was getting tested little by little. So I feel like he was going through the natural process of being there. But also, I would say like he's at the lower level to a point where I think he did it the right way. Actually, I take that back. I think he did it the right way, because you do have to. You got to walk before you got to crawl before you walk, right? And he's not a prize fighter at the moment. He was never a prize fighter. He was trying to get himself to be a prize fighter. And I do like he fought. We talked what the dude he beat the dude that fought Bud.
From Ukraine.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude, yeah. Then he fought the other dude who was undefeated up at the harbor. And then
Ken Cruz. Yeah, he beat Santiago.
Ken Cruz. Yeah. So he's doing baby. So then he fought a little higher competition here. So he's done the necessary steps to kind of get there. So I think he's okay. He has to be more active. But obviously there's a different level of competition. So I just would like him to be a little more active.
Bartholomew was a good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's not my criticism.
No, because like in the grand scheme of things, let's keep it a buck. He can't fight those dudes unless those dudes want to fight him.
Right.
So it's not like, we could say building competition. Them dudes don't want to fight him, so he can't fight him. So you got to go through the necessary route to get to that level. And he fought somebody tougher. I mean, he fought a tough dude. And it's not like, again, it was a close fight. It ain't like this dude dominated him. You know what I'm saying? It went to a split decision.
No. It was a really good fight.
Yeah. So in a rematch, if they had a rematch, he may be on the other side. So it's not the end all be all. I do think that it does line up to your point. I think you kind of mentioned it. I mean, nobody likes taking an L. Matisse took an L, which everybody thought he was going to win.
Well, Gary Antuanne Russell. That's his second
loss. Exactly. Gary Antuanne Russell just got his first loss, right?
Yeah.
These are two of the young dudes in the game that want to fight people like Devin Haney, that want to fight the Shakur Stevenses, the Tank Davises. They want to fight those dudes, right? So typically in boxing, if I know boxing, I think we both know boxing. When two dudes, young dudes, take that type of L, it's like an eliminator. They got to fight each other so that they can put themselves on that level to fight those other dudes. Because what's going to change? What takes away that L? Oh, I know what takes away that L. You beat a dude you beat another promising dude that everybody thought that maybe be in the same level you are in terms of, public opinion. We both took L's. Not say bad L's. We both were upset because a lot of people thought we were going to win. Let's fight each other. The winner now gets up on that level to say now, I can fight Devin Haney, or I can fight this person. Now you're on a different level. So I feel like on a weird side, this loss could help Antuanne Russell in a point where he can now fight a dude that everybody thinks is just as talented, or a guy who can be the next big thing in Matisse. He can fight them, or Matisse can fight Antuanne Russell, and that could propel them to fighting some of the bigger dudes in their weight class.
He could get Regis. Regis wanted Matias after what he thought was going to be a Matias win. So now that didn't happen. So
that's what I'm saying. Like
the division is wide open, but he's not going to be able. Like he wanted to clean out his division, like he said, and move up and fight Boots. But that's definitely not going to happen now. But one loss again does not define anybody. Unfortunately, this day and age, it does in a way. It damages fighters for whatever reason. But I think this could
help him though.
Well, it will, because it won't be no focus on a knockout streak, and it won't be no more focus on I want to keep my undefeated streak. It's going to be a matter of going out there with a hunger and edge to beat people and fight. So I think he'll become more active. Whether he leaves PBC is that to be seen. But moving forward, David Benavidez, of course, he dominated that hand speed, the combinations. Everybody knows who he is. He can box. Now, what was clamoring on social media was, okay, let's see him do this against Bivol.
Oh, he can do it. He can definitely do it. I mean, what you mean? What he can do against Bivol? Who is Bivol to him? Oh, hold on.
Because
that question, man. What y'all think about Tank and Mark? Oh, okay. What do we think? Okay.
Oh, well, of course, we kind of talked. We're gonna get back to it, but we started out the show with that, and we were talking about a shout out to Thomas for checking in with us.
Thomas, thank you, Thomas.
We were talking about now Tank, of course, being maybe 1A to Canelo in terms of draw. But where is he now on the pound for pound list? Because Gervonta hasn't really cracked any pound for pound top 5. And now he's got to. But people will put him as high as 3. We were just saying that he made some noise again, but now he's got to solidify himself by stepping up in competition against either Shakur or Loma. That's our thoughts. But it was a spectacular knockout.
Great performance, man. Great performance by Tank. Great performance by Tank.
And the Ghostbuster thing was dope.
I know it was dope. It was dope. Great performance by Tank. Also, just showing hand speed, tenacity. Obviously, we all know what the power. The power is just the power. And just, basically, I felt like he beat. And I'm just in terms of the fight, I just felt like he beat their man like how parents used to beat their kids back in the day when they were doing something wrong. Like the way he imposed his will and beat that man down at times, I was like, damn, bro. Like, damn, what did he do?
Yeah, when he was skilled, he was just swinging.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was wild to me. It was like, it got to a point where it's like, or even you can put it this way, it was like big brother beating up little brother or something. It was wild.
Tank is a bad dude, man. See, we said in the past, I know maybe I'm pro Tank, but we said in the past.
You're definitely pro Tank.
We said in the past, though, Tank could go up to 47. His power would translate.
Yeah, you said that. No, you said that.
Yeah.
But how can you take 147 power? That's another.
See, that's what he said on X though. He said, I fought Sean Porter enough in the gym to know I could beat up on 147. And Sean Porter was like, well, I was going through something when that happened. But Sean Porter, not love him or hate him. No. If you say that
he dropped Sean Porter. He said he dropped Sean Porter.
And what, in sparring?
Because Sean Porter's power is not real. Like he's not a power.
So, but that's a good win for Crawford though, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So
no. You talking about sparring?
That's good. Sparring is
different. Thank you. Don't do that. I'm about to say. You are so pro. It's not even funny. Now I know you pro Tank.
No. Tank is much smaller than him though.
You compare him sparring. Oh God, stop it. But Tank had more potential when he came to taking dudes' energy and being more.
Sean Porter was ahead against Bud. Don't forget that too. Bud knocked him out. He was up on the card.
Bud
he
beat
was up on all cards.
Right. My point is Bud beat. My point is Bud beat Tank.
Sure. I'm just saying.
He beat what's the name? Porter. That's my point.
What did he say? He said, but Tank had more potential when it came to taking dudes' energy and being more aggressive. Man, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So go
but
ahead.
Wale doesn't like my pro tank ways. But I like Shakur too. You told me.
Oh, I know you love Shakur. I know you love Shakur.
I like both of them. I'm a fan of good boxing, bro. I don't have a favorite. My favorite boxer really is Gary Antuanne Russell. I've been saying that.
I know that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm biased to Gary Antuanne Russell too, and I'm blown.
For sure. But
I told you, I texted. I was like,
yeah. It was a UBS moment. I mean, I was a little disappointed, but I think if he would have looked good in the fight, then I would have been like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But he actually looked good. It was a good fight. And up until that point, it was the best fight of the night. And it was more entertaining than, other than Tank, it was more entertaining than the other fights on the card. So he still did his thing. And on that big stage.
Man, you don't think Benavidez was? I thought Benavidez was.
No, it was dominant. That was a dominant performance. But everybody knew he was going to dominate though. That's why people saying let him fight Bivol, because Bivol in that weight class, this was Benavidez' first
Man, that's
fight.
his first time in the weight class, man. That's impressive,
and he came in at 189.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a big dude. He should never been fighting in that lower weight.
Yeah.
Like, we saw him. We were like, dang,
wait. Time out. Benavidez came in at what?
189 tonight.
That man is crazy, bro.
You ain't seeing post fight. They said, how much do you weigh? He said, I only gained 14 pounds. I weigh 189.
People were talking.
I was like, he should be fighting Usyk, bro.
Yo, bro, this man crazy. Benavidez is like, I know when we saw him in person, we were like,
oh, hey, bring up Thomas' recent comment. Now, Wole, you disagree with this. I'll let you handle this one, bro.
I love the fact that
because I thought it was good. I thought he was good comp too.
Martin was surely on the level. Maybe not his level. Waited to see what he was about and address accordingly. I don't think personally. I don't agree. I think Martin is still green, a little green. I think he's skilled. I think you're talking about skill. Martin is skilled, but in terms of being a prize fighting level, I don't think he's on his level. And I think it showed. To be real with you, like I think you saw the intimidation after a certain round. Like you saw the intimidation. So I kind of want to see him fight. I want to see him fight Loma. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him fight people who've been tested. That's all. Really tested. Because Frank Martin ain't fighting nobody. And you can make the argument that Frank Martin lost his last fight. You can make that argument that he lost his last fight.
Oh, he got the stoppage though.
Huh? Because of what's the night? It was the night fight before. It was last fight, the night fight before.
The last fight he was losing. He looked like he was about to lose, but then he's
about to lose. There you go. Sorry, he's about to lose. Yeah,
he's about to. But he got the stoppage. But I mean, I think that Tank was definitely on a different level. I think Frank was really good competition, but not on the level of Shakur and Loma. I agree. And Loma has a really good chin, and Loma's been tested. But I don't know. I'll let you address it because you said I'm pro Tank, so maybe I'm not the best to address it.
No, you can address it. You have an opinion, and your opinion is still your opinion. It doesn't really matter. Nobody.
But after the rounds, Tank showed his aggression. Tank is one.
But he does that. He's a slow starter, though. He does that on purpose.
But Tank is one that people sleep on his boxing IQ because maybe he's not.
No, he's smart. I said that.
He's maybe not the most well-spoken individual.
No, he's a smart boxer. He's a smart boxer.
His ring IQ is off the charts. So he was downloading information, as they always say about Loma. He's downloading info because that's the I guess the highlight of Loma's his skill set is that Loma's very intellectual and he breaks down fighters. So I think that would be a good match.
Differently. They do it differently.
And they both start a little slow, but again, I think Loma has a good enough chin to where he'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna keep coming forward, and that'll be different for Tank. Tonight, Tank was a stalker.
Yeah.
Which was different.
Yeah, and he knew, and this thing is different because he knew that dude couldn't hurt him. It's like Canelo, bro. Like when Canelo knew certain people, when Canelo knew Caleb Plant couldn't hurt him, like it was what it was, dog. It's like when a boxer knows you can't. When a boxer, if he has a good enough chin and he's got power, if they know you can't hurt him, it's over.
Okay, and Thomas, appreciate you for checking in, brother. Stick with us because right before you checked in, we were talking about Benavidez, and Wole, you just mentioned an interesting point. You talked about when Canelo fought Caleb Plant. Obviously, Canelo knocked him out, and he realized that again he couldn't get hurt. David Benavidez lost probably about 4 to 5 rounds against Caleb Plant.
4 rounds. So 4 rounds.
So it's like, why don't you, if you're Canelo Alvarez, go ahead and make the biggest fight for Mexican boxing, and also maybe even for boxing to fight Benavidez. Well, they both fought Caleb Plant, and Canelo got the knockout, and he didn't even lose as many rounds as Benavidez did. So try your hand, man.
He's scared. That's why he know what time it is. Because Caleb Plant fought Benavidez with a different type of anger. That's why
he fight like Yildirim and all this stuff.
Yeah, and Caleb Plant was fighting Benavidez. It was more an animosity. Like there was a I'm gonna prove myself to you type of thing with Benavidez. I think Canelo was just a different vibe. Like there was some animosity to Caleb Plant Benavidez, which I do think Caleb Plant was more game and more heart for that one. And I just say Caleb Plant got heart, so I give that kid credit. Like that kid wants smoke, but I'm Canelo's just scared, man. He felt scared of my man, dog.
Well, if I'm Canelo, I would move up and fight him if I want to fight him. I wouldn't. Or actually, you know what? Canelo might fare better at the lower weight because David Benavidez, if you notice, he looked better tonight in terms of just his physical body. I know he's lost his weight, right? But he didn't have to drain so much weight because David Benavidez, he looked like he could probably walk around somewhere closer to 200. I mean, he's that big. He's that big of a dude. So the fact that he shrunk down to, I mean, my weight, and I'm much smaller than him, it shows that it probably took away from some of his power, even though the dude's hands were so powerful, even at that weight.
Powerful, he's so quick.
Yeah, he's so quick. And I mean, he throws punches and bunches. He needs work on his footwork, which is what he was working with Roy on during training camp.
Yeah, I saw that was dope. I saw he was working with Roy. It was
Benavidez, Bivol, I still think the winner of that fight will probably, I mean, he should try to get that. It's going to be a big fight. And again, he's big enough. He got fast hands. Will they respect his power at that
Bivol, I don't want to hear no talk about Canelo. I don't want to hear no talk about Canelo because, like,
I like Canelo too.
I like Canelo. I know folks who are listening. Canelo was for a while my pound for pound best boxer, like for a while. But I think it is what it is, man. Sometimes you got to stop ducking smoke. Like this dude been calling you out, like you said, Ray. There's like I get mad, and especially when Canelo's in a position where he calls the shots. You know what I'm saying? It's different from like other boxers. Canelo is the draw in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Tank is getting there to a point where I'm gonna put Tank on that level. Like you're at a point where you can call the shots about who you want to fight if you want to fight that person. So it's almost like you dictate who you want. Canelo, savage.
Yeah, Canelo fights too. That's the one thing that we can't.
He do fight. Canelo. That's what bothers me because it's not. That's what bothers me about like the I'm fighting Benavidez because I've always said that about Canelo. Like he don't duck smoke. To me, he don't duck smoke. Like I've always, some folks will be like he ducks smoke, but I don't think Canelo ducks smoke.
Again, shout out to Thomas for listening.
Yeah,
Shakur Stevenson just came out. He said that Frank actually did fight a decent fight up until he got gassed out. But he should move up to 140 because of the weight drain. He did look extremely drained. There's so many jokes about how he looked coming into the fight.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw people say that too.
And you're a fan of the pivot, and I don't like to usually mention other podcasts, but Frank was on there. He said he fought at a bigger weight until he turned pro, and he went down to 35. So I think he should go to his more closer to what his natural weight class is.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't really. I mean, you chose. I'm gonna say something. You chose to fight. You dealt with it. That's what it is. What it is. You chose to fight him. Like
same thing with Earl, right?
You chose to fight him, bro. That's what it is, bro. Like,
but he never looked that bad trying to make weight any other fight. I think he just was. He was trying hard. And you know what? Tank knew it. Remember at the press conference, Tank was like, I'm drinking water. Can you drink some? It was hilarious.
No, the kid is I'm cute about the kid funny as I don't know what. Tank funny as hell. Like
Tank looked good though, physically.
No, he looked great physically.
Tank used to get chunky in between.
Yeah. No, he looked physically, he looked good. He looked good. Physically, he moved well. Like he looked spry. Like
my bad though, I cut you off.
No. He looks spry. I don't remember what I was talking about.
You said Tank was funny. You said he's hilarious.
No, he's hilarious though. That dude is like even in fight, he's funny. Like his gestures during the fight is funny. Like it's just like he's just a clown in the ring. He's a clown in the ring too. It's just like he like that bully who used to fight, get a lot. Well, bully, like the kid who's getting a lot of fights and just has fun fighting. That's who Tank is, bro. He has fun fighting.
Big respect to my man Wole, though, my brother Wole. If we're going to say that Benavidez and Canelo should happen, then we have to continue to clamor for Tank versus Shakur. There's no reason not to. Shakur will take 70-30. I know he will,
though. That's what I'm saying. Like
he wants to Tank fight that bad. And David Benavidez will take less money to fight.
Yes, he would. That's what I'm saying. When you're
regardless, these two fights need to happen.
Yeah, my issue is that when you're on the top of the game, when you're like the draw, you got the power. You can fight who you want to fight. There's no politics. Like if Shakur, if Tank said I want, just like with Earl, when Earl Bud said it, like this fight doesn't happen if Earl doesn't make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like because he was the bigger draw. Like he could make it happen. He said this. So the same thing goes with Tank. If Tank want to fight Shakur, it happens. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no 60-40. It's going to happen because Tank is the draw. If Tank doesn't fight, like some of these dudes that we talking about, if that fight doesn't happen, it's because Tank doesn't want the fight. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm hoping that, or Mayweather didn't want the fight. So let me not put that on Tank. Mayweather didn't want the fight. Now, like you said, if Tank's truly a free agent, he has the power. So if he wants to fight Shakur, he'll fight Shakur. If he wants to fight Lomachenko, he'll fight Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? If he fights somebody else, it's because he wanted to fight somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Same with Benavidez and Canelo. Like, Canelo, if Canelo want to fight Benavidez, that fight happens. Instead of fighting Benavidez, Canelo decided to fight the Charlo. That's who he wanted to fight. Not Benavidez, he wanted to fight Charlo.
Tank versus Loma in October is what it's looking like based on Bob Arum's comments. And that's a pretty good, I want to say, break in between fights for Tank, who is looking for more fights. Of course, he just said tonight he was rusty. And we got another comment from Thomas. I can pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
The biggest issue with Tank is with his height, because he's by far a hard hitter. He's got the ability to do whatever he wants. And I feel like Tank should fight these other fighters, because if you're that bad, then run it. Exactly. That's what Wole's saying too. Okay. And that's all I was saying was he's a smaller guy, which is why I thought him beating up Sean Porter in sparring was significant. But he does lack height. But again, his power is so real.
His power is real.
It won't make a difference. And that's why Tank really, if he beats Shakur, then Tank definitely goes up to 140, period. Now, he could pull that move, which would be dirty, but he could pull that move after beating Loma, move up to 140, and then fight Teofimo.
He don't need to. Like, to me, he don't need to.
He's already fought at 140.
He don't need to fight. Told you my thing. He don't need to. Like, he beat Loma. He can move up. It don't. Shakur can. It'd be great to happen, but it don't have to happen for him. We keep it a buck. It would just be good for other people to, you know, for the fans. But I think Loma, not Loma. I think Teofimo and Tank is an awesome fight. I'm keep it a buck with you, bro. It may be more money than in There's probably more money in Teofimo than there is in Shakur. And no knock on Shakur. And I love Shakur. Like, I want Shakur to fight Tank, because I would pick Shakur
just
win.
Commented on this too during his press conference. He was asked about a Shakur Stevenson fight. He said, everybody in this room knows how it would go. So he's saying basically, Shakur, I'm gonna knock him out too. I mean, that's what he's saying.
That's not answering the question. See, for him, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's avoiding the real talk. Make the fight, not how it would go. Do you want that fight to happen? That's what you need to. That should be the, like, that's when you want a fight to happen. You say not, because that's when people do that. That means they're not trying to fight the dude. They always avoid the question. No, fight out. No, let's make it happen. That's how I look. Because even Mayweather would say that about Pacquiao in the beginning. He would say something like that. Y'all know how it would go. He'd never be committed to say, "Oh, I want the fight." Say you want the fight. Say you want the fight. Still don't keep it a buck. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's politics into it. Don't say you know how it would go. Nah, I want the fight. That's what I want to hear from. That's what I want to hear from my man Tank. I want the fight. Then I know I know it's serious. Because has he ever said he want the fight with Shakur?
To be real though, if you listening to Calvin Ford's comments, Tank himself, not Tank's team, turned down a Henny fight. So Tank makes decisions more than what people think. To what you're saying now.
I know he does.
I don't know if he wants Shakur. Yeah, I think Tank knows the threat Shakur is. Because here's the thing about Tank. I will give him credit. Like I said, behind the scenes, like he recently admitted. He said when Ryan Garcia's brother came in to watch him get his gloves wrapped, he said, I was nervous because Ryan Garcia hits hard and he knocked people out in real fights and sparring. He said, so I knew the challenge he was. He said, I was nervous. I think tonight he'll probably admit, okay, I respected Frank. So he knows the threat that Shakur is. And he said it before on camera when they were kind of cool in the past. Mm-hmm. So he knows that because Shakur is the biggest threat in terms of beating him on points. That's what everybody's saying. If Tank don't knock him out, Shakur most likely wins the decision because he's so skilled. So that's the scary part for Tank. But again, it's because everybody wants to protect their. Oh, the biggest thing is if you fight Shakur and it's a great fight, you're going to get a rematch and it's going to be like a great.
Bro, that's why I give Usyk and Fury so much love. Usyk and Fury get so much love, bro. Like, what we talking about now? Both are undefeated. What we talking about? They were undefeated. Fury took the L. What we talking about now? We talking about we want a rematch. That's gonna probably make more money than the original, because the original was so dope. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just if the original is so dope, you do better in the rematch. Like you make more money on the flip side if your original is so dope. Look at Fury Wilder. Fight 1 to fight 2 made a bunch of money. Fight 3 made a bunch of money. Sometimes that's what it is.
Tank is, man, he is an event, my dude. Like,
yeah,
he is so real with it, and it's crazy, man. He got everybody buzzing about boxing. That's why dudes like him have to fight more. And if he gets these big fights,
fight more.
Then he's gonna bring him out. You talk about all the celebrities there. We know that
he's a star. But Tank is a star. He's a star. He is a star,
no doubt.
I just want Tank to fight. I want to keep being redundant. I just want Tank to fight some of them. Like I think he had a point now. He ain't put like this. He ain't in Gary Antuanne Russell's shoes. He ain't in them shoes. He in the shoes now where he the draw. You the guy. You make all the decisions, bro. You make all the decisions.
So if that's the case, it's definitely gonna be Loma because he already said that himself.
Loma's the best. Loma is the best fighter for where he's at. For where he's at. No. Because again, like if I'm Tank, I'm taking Loma before Shakur, and not even because the skill with one is it's a mixture of everything. Loma is a bigger draw. You know what I'm saying? He's the bigger name. He has clout. He has notoriety. He has like the moniker of being once pound for pound best boxer. He has all of that, and it's going to help you. It just builds the aura of Tank.
See, I hate that he was once one pound for pound with the little bit of fights he had plus a loss, but he was #1 pound. But Tank can't even barely crack the top 5.
He beat big dudes to be #1. He beat top dudes to do that, right? You don't like, dog. Come on, man. I know you love the knockout, bro, but you gotta fight people, bro. I'm sorry, you gotta fight people.
All right. So he beat some big names to get there, like who?
And Gary Russell was undefeated,
Okay.
Was a big name. He beat who's the other dude he beat? I'm trying to think the dude.
To be #1 pound for pound.
Matter of fact, let me go back. Let me pull it up.
No, don't cheat. You can't look it up.
No, because it has to be fact. You're trying to say out of my mind. You trying to be factual,
because
right?
you should know if he that dude.
No, because there's certain dudes I don't know about Mayweather. Dude, I'm gonna forget about Mayweather. So don't even do that. Don't you?
No, we know all the people Mayweather beat. We can name them all. You won't even look at that.
No, I don't. There's
he beat Canelo, Maidana. He beat Sugar Shane.
You call Maidana good? See, I wouldn't even thought about Maidana.
Maidana's the first one that cracked him.
I wouldn't even thought about Maidana because he's irrelevant to me. I wouldn't even thought about Maidana.
Oh my gosh. He beat Diego Corrales. Don't say Diego Corrales wasn't good. He beat Luis Castillo.
I think he was a warrior, but yeah.
I'm just saying we can name people. We can't name who Lopez. You say he beat the top guy.
Right. I wouldn't even name him though. I wouldn't name him though. Real talk though. Corrales, I wouldn't know.
Wow.
I wouldn't know though. But I wouldn't know though.
What about Castillo? And people say Castillo beat Mayweather.
I know that, and Castillo
Mayweather beat Ricky Hatton. Right, when Ricky Hatton was at the top of his game.
That was but he was fraudulent though. But yeah, he beat Ricky Hatton.
He beat Victor Ortiz.
Who?
And even though Victor Ortiz dropped his hands in the fight, Mayweather
want to drop his hands.
Yeah,
I'm not naming him. See, look, you have a better memory than mine.
No.
You have a better memory than me. That's a fact.
You're a jerk.
I forgot about Victor Ortiz. I don't even hold you.
You're such a jerk. Okay, Gaddy. We know Gaddy was like an action-packed.
He was trash, but he beat Gaddy. You know what? The only reason why the Gotti thing sticks out because the way he beat Gotti. That's the only one.
What's wrong with that? Well, that's worthy of pound for pound. Not like 13 fights with one loss. 13 fights with one loss, and you beat Gary Russell Jr. That's it. And he was #1 pound for pound. That's some bullcrap. But Tank can't be in the top 4.
He's an Olympian too. You forget that he's an Olympian. There's a lot of stuff with Lomachenko rather than what you're talking about. But I get you. I feel what you're saying. He's an Olympian too. Like he was a Olympic boxer.
I'm just saying, we're gonna say Lomachenko at one point was #1 pound.
Yeah, he was though, bro. Like for a reason, he was though. You're like, even when, real talk, when he became pound for pound, it was with those type of victories. Your dude wasn't like not your dude. I said your dude. He was fighting number one ranked dudes in his whatever. Dude ain't fighting number 1 ranked dudes.
Who?
No, most of Lomachenko's dudes were ranked.
Who did he fight? That's what I'm asking you.
All right, Ray. Who did Tank fight, dog?
See, you gonna flip on me. Okay, I told you. I told you though. I said Pedraza, Santa Cruz, Ryan Garcia. So Pedraza was a world champion when Tank beat him. Tank took his belt.
So, but wasn't it all right? So Loma had like multiple. Loma was the undisputed champ, right? You know that, right? He was the undisputed all the belts.
What I'm saying is he had L and it was going off his amateur.
I know, but he had all the belts. So to your argument, he had all the belts. So that's why he was pound for pound.
But who did he beat? That's what I want to know.
How many belts does Tank have?
You still ain't answering me though, bro. I gotta answer all your questions.
All right. So you gonna you just throw out names? I'm gonna be like you. You just throw out names. He beat Linares. That's a name, right? Like you just throw out names, right?
He beat Linares.
Is that impressive?
Linares was good at it. That's a good win.
No. I'm okay. Is that impressive to you? I don't care about Linares.
Is that impressive to you? That's the question. Is that impressive?
Not at all. That's what I'm saying. I'm honest. At least I'm honest. I'm keeping it.
No, hold on, Wale. I'm not. I wouldn't even try to argue. You said in comparison to Tank, he beat top guys. That's why I asked you.
Because I don't think Tank guys are good at all. We keep the buck.
But you said his word, or you said Gary Russell Jr.
Look, Gary Russell was a good one because that was actually.
It is a good one.
That was a real good one. That's a real good one. There's no real good. Right. Let me make this easy. There's no real good Tank wins. So let's keep the buck. Ray, stop it. Is there anybody who compares to Gary on this list?
Okay, so hold on. Yeah, Santa Cruz, because Gary Russell wanted to fight him. And he was a belt holder. Tell the truth. Was he not? Did he not take Santa Cruz belt?
All right, so let's keep the buck. Santa Cruz with no power.
Title holder.
Santa Cruz with no power.
But he was beating Tank, wasn't he? Before Tank knocked him out.
Yeah, but everybody who's losing, bro, Santa Cruz is not him. I'm not even going to do that because even I was laughing at the Santa Cruz.
No, but you told him belts, right?
Gary wanted Santa Cruz. I said Gary would beat the crap out of Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz ain't good. That's how I felt. He had a belt. Yeah, Santa Cruz had a belt. He had a belt. Do you think Santa Cruz is like that? Do you really have that much respect for Santa Cruz?
He was a champion. That's what you said.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. If we're going to do that, then I can do that with freaking anybody. He's a champion who had a belt and he beat.
No, but that's what you said earlier, though.
No, I only said that. No, I said he took belts. I said no. I said the body of work. That was my point. The body of work. I said he has a Gary Russell on his resume, Jr., who at the time a lot of people had it out there as one of the best boxers in the game. Who does Tank have on his? You said Tank has Santa Cruz on his list.
Pedraza, Santa Cruz,
and Pedraza. Okay, said, yeah. All right, those are on his list as top tier box. Okay, we're done. I'm good. I don't got anything to say.
So 1 versus 3, maybe.
You're referencing those dudes like they were somebody. I'm done. I got you.
I mean, Garcia wasn't obviously a champion. Hector Luis Garcia was a champion.
Not good, but yeah.
He beat Chris Colbert, who was a champion.
We know what we need to do. We need to go on a list of top boxers at the time, and let's see where they rank at the pound list.
My point is, I'm not knocking Lomachenko. I'm just saying I feel like the criteria wasn't fair. It was slanted for Lomachenko because of his amateur background. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I do think.
Oh, he was like 12-1 and was number 1 on the pound for pound list for some people.
I got you. But also I would say that again, what put him into the spotlights when he beat Gary for real. Cue the buck. And the way he beat Gary, that's why he started.
I will say he fought top competition early.
How can I call into this? Just keep chatting, man. We be involved, man. We about to close the show soon anyway.
I mean, it's gonna be a good fight. Thomas? Before we get out of here, who you got, man? Tank or Loma?
Who me?
I'm looking on my man Thomas. I think everybody on X is gonna have. I mean, so far what I see, everybody's like, man, everybody knows Tank gonna beat him. I don't think he's gonna walk through him like people think, though.
I don't think he will. I think it's tough. I'm gonna say it this way. I think it's quick and easy. If it's a knockout, it's definitely. If it's short, it's definitely Tank. If it goes decision, it's gonna be Loma. I mean, that's how I look at this fight. But I think
I don't know, man.
I think Loma's going. Loma would win a decision. One hand with Santa Cruz.
You're like Pitbull Cruz. He's a champion too.
Yeah, right. Okay. Cruz. Okay. He beat Rolly. The dude beat Rolly. Oh yeah, he good.
Tank beat Rolly too.
He good too. Yeah, he beat Rolly. He's good. Pitbull Cruz is really good. Yeah.
I don't know.
Pitbull Cruz should give Tank his checks. That's what he should do. He should Tank his checks. The only reason why people know about Pitbull is because of Tank.
Maybe so. I wouldn't disagree.
Like I said, and the only reason he survived is because Tank only had one hand. That's the only reason why he survived.
Loma got it if Tank acts like he did tonight. Interesting. Okay, I like that.
That's
I
what
like it.
I'm just saying, like, you can't. It's something
he knows.
I
boxing.
do agree with that. Like, you can't chase Loma like that. I'm gonna keep that a buck.
Boxing.
He will.
Loma's
you ain't chasing. You ain't, and it's hard. And Loma's footwork is 10 times better than as good as. No, it is. It's 10 times better than Frank Martin's footwork. Loma gets out of. He slips and slides better.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so it's
Loma's combination punching, everything, man. Loma got a chin, but Tank is different, but still.
But Loma ain't even. It's wild. Loma ain't even. It ain't like he a power puncher. That's not even his thing. He beats you with his submission. It's not a power thing. It's a submission thing because you get hit so many times. The question is, if Tank will Tank get touched that many times against Loma? That's the thing.
Hey, Thomas, man, follow us on X and Instagram and stuff, man. Hit us up, man. Yeah,
if you on YouTube, if you a subscriber, man,
he's on YouTube. He's on YouTube.
I know, but I know you're on YouTube. But if you, he may be on there, but he may not subscribe.
For sure.
Subscribe,
hit
us
up,
on YouTube, man.
We definitely would love to chop it up with you, man. I mean,
definitely would love to chop it up.
Most of our listeners right now are on X and they're not really talking a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Loma's very skilled. Loma's a huge threat to Tank. I wish Tank would have fought him 3 years ago, to be real. But
I mean, he's still a problem. I mean,
for sure.
He's not the same Loma. I agree, but he's still a problem. Like, that's the thing.
He is still a problem. That's
a valid fight. It's a valid fight. I think it would definitely put him on the. If he wins, it would put him on a level of where everybody thinks he is. For the naysayers. Which would have to give him his love. I don't care if he's older. The naysayers would have to give him his love. I don't think. If they don't, they just flat out hating. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. There's nothing else really you can add. Although I think that it's gonna be a wait and see approach because Shakur does have a fight, like I said, next month, and then he's gonna be a promotional free agent. He's gonna be a free agent, and that's gonna make it easier to fight Tank because he'll be a free agent. However, with Bob Arum and ESPN possibly involved, Tank knows that's gonna be a huge audience. That's what Tank wants next. That's probably
but Tank isn't the same Tank. He's a problem too. Loma will have to come in aggressive fighting Tank. I agree. You got to be aggressive. I agree with that.
That's a 50-50 fight. If you had to lean one way, where you leaning at? You gonna place that bet?
I wouldn't bet on the fight.
What you gonna bet on?
I wouldn't bet on that fight. That's too much. It's too risky. Because to me,
you can make big money betting on Loma. I promise you.
Oh, I know that. I wouldn't bet on the fight. I think it's too risky. Because my thing is like. It's hard when you got a skill. Like I always go with the boxer, rather the skilled boxer over the power hitter. That's why I pick him low. Like even as much as I'm a Pacquiao dude, I pick Floyd over Pacquiao because I felt like the skill wins all. That's why I like Shakur over Tank. The skill is like different. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different level. But I will say this. I said this at the fight party. I was at, when you see the power of Tank and how he can drop somebody, you start to change a little bit. You be like, yeah, I like Shakur, but I don't know, like, because it feels. I mean, but again, it's because you see him fight against lesser competition. And I'm sorry, just keep it, but you see him fight against lesser competition, so you like it always wows you. It wows you, but then I'm like, but damn, if he hits Shakur like that too, like like him dropping is real. Like he going if he hits you. I don't care who you are. You going down like that. If he hits you clean, you going down. Because he fights with real like tenacity. Like he punches with real tenacity and real like there's meaning for all of his punches, bro. Like he has real meaning with all of his punches. And when he trying to do damage with those punches. So that's why I'm like, when I watch him, I'm like, yeah, I would like to picture Shakur, but sometimes when I would look at him, I'm like, I don't know what Shakur can stand through those punches. You know what I'm saying? But he does. The thing about Shakur, he does have a good Mayweather approach in terms of how
Thomas just said he would bet on Tank.
If it goes past 4 to 5 rounds, if Tank is heavily breathing the last couple rounds, Loma, it's all Loma all the way.
Tank does.
I do.
He does got some swelling under his eye. To your point, Wole, I'll say this real quick, and then this is my last point. Again, everybody who's checking in, man, thank you for listening.
And I also want to say something about Thomas' comment, but go ahead.
I'm going to say the last thing is this. To your point, Wole, Frank Martin had a verbal agreement to fight Shakur Stevenson. When he realized that Tank was going to be an option, he took that fight before because he thought, if I don't get caught, I probably can beat Tank. It wasn't just about a payday because he was going to fight. He was going to make a record payday against Shakur too.
How much he made though?
I think he made
more for Tank though, right? I'm guessing
about 200,000 more fighting Tank. That's about.
He'll get nothing. He'll get the pay-per-view buy.
Well, he'll get a piece of that and that gate as well.
Yeah, he'll make more than because the gate's gonna be way more. That's what I'm saying. He'll get paid way more. Like he's getting paid way more because Tank's gonna this MGM.
But I'm saying to your point, he felt like a fight against Tank.
It's a waste of time.
Was a better option than
Damn right it is.
Who had a verbal agreement with. So that shows you how skilled Shakur is.
Yeah, easily. But the money is better. The chances is the money is better. It's just better.
Okay, they just asked about Ryan Garcia. He said, "I'll kick his A again."
Yeah, who?
Tank said that just now.
He a trip. He a trip. I'm gonna say this about the fatigue element. I thought he was in great shape. I didn't think he was. I mean, he fought to like the 8th round. He looked in good shape.
He gets stronger sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you.
I know. I guess. I've seen him tired, but not this one. I've seen him tired in late rounds. I don't think he was tired of this. He was good in this one. I actually think this is the best I've seen him look in a long time now. I know he said he was rusty, but I think it's the best I've seen him look.
He said he was rusty, yeah.
I think it's the best I've seen him look. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like he was on it. Like I thought body shots, quickness. I thought this is the best I've seen him look. This is the best thing I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was impressed with. I was impressed with him against Pitbull after like when he got hurt. Like I was more impressed with. That was like the most impressed I was with him was the Pitbull fight. Because he was fighting with one hand. This one is probably the second. This is the second. This one is probably the most impressive fight I've seen out of Tank. This fight, because I just thought he was smooth. He just looked smooth. He looked really smooth. Like this, if I put this fight on its own, if I was watching Tank for the first time, and I just watched this fight, I would say like, yeah, he's probably pound for pound best boxer in the game. Just this fight. No, we saw. Oh no, yeah. I thought there was a different one. That's why I said if Loma gasses him, it's over because Tank's level of cardio is outrageous. But if you can't gas him, okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't think he's gonna get tired. But Loma, you know what? It's gonna be different though, because Loma's different though. He can't make you tired because he moves so much, and it's hard to kind of time him. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo timed him pretty good. Devin Haney's a different boxer though. Devin Haney got it with the jab. And body shots. Tank's skill set is different in turn. He's not like the thorough jabber. Devin Haney's a good jab. Like that's his game. He can jab. So he would have to be in the pocket. And Lomachenko operates good in the pocket. Like he operates good in the pocket because he moves from the side. He finds angles in the pocket to hit you. He's a good counter puncher. That fight, actually, now I think about, would be like Thomas said. That fight would kind of be the dope fight. It would be a dope fight.
Whew. Man, I'm sorry. I'm watching the replay of that knockout, man.
It was pretty.
Frank hands were completely.
He was already knocked out though. You saw he was already knocked out. You saw it, right?
The ropes were holding him up.
Hold him back. Yeah, he was already knocked out.
That is not fair. Like
yeah,
he may have lost a couple years off his life because of that punch, bro.
Yeah, totally.
Like that's how hard. In slow mo, that thing looks so. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was already knocked out. He was knocked out off the first joint. It was uppercut, right?
So
wasn't uppercut.
We'll be looking for him on IG saying didn't go my way tonight.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
He's probably at the hospital though.
Tank pushes too much. He likes to get you in the corners. He wants to work you down and then beat you up. Yeah, I just think Loma. I think it's a good fit. That's actually that has the potential to be an awesome fight, an action packed fight.
Freaking fool. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I'm looking at Oscar De La Hoya. Hey, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna talk more boxing. We need.
Yeah, Tank's just a power dude. I know. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like. I don't say just Tank has some skill. I won't go what Ray said. He does have some skill, but his power, he does bully people. You saw the way he was punching dude in the corner. Like it was like he was throwing weird haymakers. Like dude was just like on one. It's like you can tell he just came. He was on one. Those haymakers in the corner. I was like, bro, this is not even a real boxing. Like that's not even real boxing technique. You out here like you like hold this dude down like like coming down, like I was like Tank was on one for real.
We'll have to see when the Shakur fight is. I want to see if we can.
No, I don't know why I gonna hold you. Like that fight ain't happening.
It's next month. No, I'm talking about separate from Tank. I would like to talk Shakur Stevenson on here.
I'm about to say, because he's going to shoot Lomachenko over Shakur
before, and he don't duck nobody. So
he's going to take Lomachenko over Shakur. I'm telling you this.
No. I know. I'm saying Shakur in general. I just want to separate from Tank. I just want to talk about him moving forward.
I do. Me too.
And then because he's not going to get Tank next, but there's some options out there that he could get, but he may have to. He may have to sacrifice stuff. Yeah.
He knows where he needs you when he needs you. But I subscribe. I'm gonna be on here. I love y'all. I love all these fights for real. Appreciate you, man.
My man, brother.
My man, appreciate you.
Join us for that round table coming up, man. We gotta get my man Light Skin Lou on here for the round table.
Light Skin Lou, my God.
Adams Boxing, have a good round table discussion coming up.
Yeah, he a monster.
Yeah, Shakur is a monster, bro.
He a monster too, for real. There's some good ones in the game, bro. He's a monster too. But yeah, man, this has been a dope show, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning into our live show. It's like 2 a.m. on the East Coast, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tank, man. Shout out to Benavidez, man. Had good showings. The boogeyman is Benavidez. So shout out to him. Shout out to my guy, Gary Antuanne Russell, for a good fight. Shout out to Puello, who had a good showing, man. Interim, now the interim WBC is a super lightweight or is lightweight?
They talking about a rematch already though with them two. So
they're doing a rematch.
Yeah, I just saw that on X.
Oh, they're doing right.
Because it was such a close fight that we looking they may run that back
for the interim.
So Gary
he won't be interim by that time. He'll be
he's good.
He good.
No, he won the vacant belt, so he's not interim. He's the
interim was Vegas. Flat out vacant. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I hope he get a rematch. I don't think he'll get a rematch. But...
Oh yeah. You in Ohio, bro? Oh yeah, we got a boxing dude up in Ohio, man. You
man, my guy
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, my guy.
We got a couple of them. Really, Wood don't count no more, I guess. But we got my man Jones.
Oh, Wood still talk boxing. Yeah, AJ.
Yeah,
Wood still talk boxing.
Jones boxing.
Wood still talk boxing. He just be on.
Is it AJ in the ring? Is that no? That's
AJ. It's AJ. It's AJ.
Yeah, check him out, man.
AJ in the ring.
He's in Ohio. He's on the radio.
Yep.
Radio 1.
Radio 1.
For sure.
Yeah, Radio 1. So yeah. Actually, let me see. I'm trying to think about what the.
I wonder, was he in person out there?
Who? AJ.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he was out there.
Bet. All right, fam.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all the real MVPs. Keep vibing with us, keep rocking with us. Like Ray said, we on Facebook. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. IG, just at Urban Sports Scene. We on TikTok, at Urban Sports Scene. And check us on YouTube at Urban Sports Scene. So we out here doing it. Hold on, my man.
Oh, that's what's up.
My son 12, he Golden Glove right now. Out of the Fremont, the world champ female from Fremont. Oh man, that's what's up.
Hey, bro, yeah, man. We going to link up. Like I said, we'll follow you, man. Just post that. And we here in the DMV. Check out Lamont Roche on Pro Box TV, June 28th. He's got a championship fight. That's gonna be a dope card, man.
Yeah.
DMV still doing big things on the boxing scene. Like you said, shout out to Gary Antuanne.
Yeah, for real. Shout out. So yeah, man. But like I said, we just check us out. Check us out on all these platforms. Anyway, man, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces. Guess we are out.
Peace.